Hello everybody, Mark with Midnight Snack Movies, back with you again today for a new video. Hope you all are doing well. Good morning everybody. Cheers. Got my coffee this morning. I wanted to jump on here to talk about the Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion Sale for July of 2026. So the sale just went live this morning, and I wanted to jump on here to talk about my wish list and go through some titles that I'm particularly excited about picking up at this year's sale. So let's see, I'm gonna move this real quick, and then I've got my wish list here. So these are all the titles that I'm at least somewhat interested in picking up initially. I may end up picking up some titles that are not on this list. I definitely will not be picking up all of the titles on this list, but I've kind of ordered them in terms of what I really want to pick up to what I might pick up. So I'll go through these real quick, and then I'll go through the website and show you what they've got. So Lenny is my most wanted title for this sale. This is a film from Bob Fosse, who did All That Jazz, which is one of my favorite films of all time and one of my favorite Criterion discoveries. It stars Dennis Hoffman as Lenny Bruce, the famous comedian. And I love Dustin Hoffman. Love Dustin Hoffman as an actor. He's delivered some of my favorite performances, and obviously I love Bob Fosse's other movies, so I definitely want to pick this one up. And Lenny Bruce, I think, is a really cool figure to do a biopic about, so I think this will be a pretty good one. Killers of the Flower Moon, which came out on 4K. Now that movie was an Apple TV movie, as have been several of the more recent Martin Scorsese movies, and they did not release that one to physical media at all. And so this is the very first time it's been on physical disc, and obviously gets the Criterion treatment. I really enjoyed that movie when I saw it in the movie theater, and I'm definitely wanting to pick it up in this sale. Network, which is a 1970s film from Sidney Lumet. It is a movie that has been on my watch list forever, and I've just been waiting for a Criterion to come out, and finally it did last year, I think, or maybe early this year, and definitely want to pick that one up. Sentimental Value, which was an Oscar movie from last year. Night Moves, which is a noir film, neo-noir, starring Gene Hackman. Isle of Dogs, which I just rewatched for the first time since the movie theater. It's insane that that movie has been out for 8 years now. Time is just wild. 2018 was 8 years ago. That's absolutely insane. But I remember kind of enjoying that one in the theaters, but not being super thrilled with it. And when I rewatched it last week, I loved that movie so much. Like, it is seriously contending for a top half spot within the Wes Anderson filmography. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is on this list. John Singleton's Hood trilogy, which is the only box set on the list right now. Triangle of Sadness, which I haven't seen since it came out. The Velvet Underground, great documentary. Anatomy of a Fall. Nightmare Alley, which is the Guillermo del Toro remake. The French Dispatch, the other new Wes Anderson flow, and Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. So those are the things on my wish list. So let's go ahead and get into browsing the website. I will not be picking anything up today. I plan on going in person to at least one, maybe more than one, Barnes & Noble store at some point during this sale, hopefully within the next week or two. So I do plan on doing a video with that, and I'll show you my haul and kind of my shopping experience, etc. It's been a long time since I've been into an in-person location at Barnes & Noble, so I'm excited to do that rather than ordering online here. But if you look on their banner for the 50% off sale, they have Network there. They also have the Hood trilogy and Killers of the Flower Moon there. We've got the 50% off featured collections. So you've got your 4K titles, your box sets, director approved editions, of course, the great iconic David Lynch, and then the bestsellers. And then there's your 50% off Criterion collection. There's Killers of the Flower Moon. It's not going to pull up more info. Beautiful cover art. I have a poster with that cover art in a brown version. This is blue, obviously, but the brown version of that poster was a giveaway when the movie came out in theaters. They sometimes will give away these little 11 by 17 posters, and so I have that hanging up in the movie room right now. I think it's a really cool poster and really nice cover art. The Elephant Man I have on Blu-ray. I'm not going to buy that on 4K right now. Hairspray, the original John Waters version. I haven't seen this. I've seen the 2007 musical, and I really like that musical. I obviously need to watch the original film, but I think that's such a good musical. I love just the general vibes of this movie, the messages behind it. I think it's just so cool. So eventually I will add that one. I don't know if it's going to be this sale. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, which is one of the earliest films from Martin Scorsese. I didn't even realize that got a Criterion. So that one's going to be on the radar, but probably not picking up here. Desperate Living. Here's Sentimental Value. Definitely would like to pick that one up. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Really don't have an interest in that one. Network. I have heard so many good things about this. How it is just so relevant still to this day, 50 years later. And the messages behind this film. Just heard incredible things. And of course, Sidney Lumet is an iconic director. Let's see. No Country for Old Men, which I feel like has been on my wish list forever. I still haven't picked that up. Princess Bride. Wim Wenders' Road Trilogy. Obviously love Wim Wenders. Body Heat, I heard really good things about. A neo-noir. Let's see. There's Lenny. Very excited to pick this one up in the sale. Alright, new releases that are 50% off. A lot of the same titles here. 5 Easy Pieces. That's a Jack Nicholson. I think he directed it. Let's see. Did he direct this movie? He definitely stars in this movie. He did not direct it. Okay, I'm thinking of a different movie. But Jack Nicholson has a pretty great performance from what I've heard in this movie, and I love Jack Nicholson, so I'm very intrigued by this one. However, this movie is part of a box set on Blu-ray, and I've been wanting to pick up that box set for a long time. Don't know if I'm going to pick it up in the sale, but I think I'm going to wait on this one with the hopes of eventually picking up that box set. This is new, so they have merch, Criterion merch, in the sale. Everybody's been talking about this, the tiny little replica of the mobile Criterion closet. I would like to have this. $25 is not that bad. We'll see. We'll see. I've heard a few Barnes & Noble stores are going to have merch. Now, the merch is not 50% off, from what I can tell, so that kind of sucks. But there's your Criterion baseball cap. Tote bags. $35 for a tote bag. That's a little steep. Women Filmmaker Collection, LGBTQ Pride Collection, Black Lives Collection. I love these little collections. Asian Visions, Latin American Voices, Play It Loud. I haven't seen that one before. Interesting. Okay, Days of Heaven. Haven't seen that movie. Wondering how it fits into this category. WALL-E? How does WALL-E fit into this category? This is a bizarre category. Like, Menace to Society makes sense. Um, yeah, this is an interesting category. Maybe it's like soundtracks, like iconic soundtracks. I don't know. Very interesting. From page to screen, 50% off. So these are novel adaptations. Some great films there. 50% off classic Hollywood. Some Like It Hot. If you somehow haven't seen that movie, highly recommend that one for the sale. And it has a 4K edition as well. Marilyn Monroe, my favorite performance from her, and just such a funny, heartwarming movie. A lot of these I haven't seen. Classic Hollywood is definitely one of my blind spots, for sure. 12 Angry Men is obviously awesome. Double Indemnity is so good. More collections. Noir cinema. Noir is a little bit of a blind spot for me. I've definitely seen more neo-noir than I've seen actual noir films. But I've loved every single one of them that I've seen. So I know a lot of people do kind of the Noir-vember for November. Like that's kind of a themed month for them. Maybe I'll do that this year. Definitely want to get into more noir films. Let's go ahead and see what they've got. Noir and neo-noir, and it's not showing up. Okay. That's bizarre. Let's see. Okay, we went back to all of the titles. Got kicked out here. Okay, we're back. Cult classics and American independence. Criterion premieres. Okay, I'm kind of confused about this. So I believe these releases were called Janus Contemporaries, and now they're calling them Criterion premieres. Interesting. I already have this one, All We Imagine Is Light, and on the spine of this it says Janus Contemporary, so I'm wondering if on the spine of the titles they've changed the name. I don't know. That's very unique. But these Criterion premieres, they are pretty bare bones releases. Like there's not a ton of bonus features, but these are mostly like recent titles that have come out, you know, been released in terms of the movie itself in the past like 5 years or so. And so these are a lot cheaper, obviously, $15 instead of your $20-25. So if there's any movies in here that you're kind of intrigued about, or movies that you like just in general, these are some good ways to pick them up with some, you know, above average releases, but nothing like too extravagant. The Beast is a pretty good one. It's a French surrealist film that I really enjoyed. I think it came out a couple years ago. The Eclipse sets, I don't have any of these. Most of these movies I haven't heard of. But of course, I've heard of the Eclipse series. And I think they just kind of brought that back relatively recently. This was a bigger thing back in the day. And then we've got the coming soon titles. Interesting. They usually don't have the pre-orders on sale, and like Safe is not on sale. So maybe this is like really recent releases that are on sale. Okay, let's go to the entire collection. Alright, these are sorted by bestsellers, so this will kind of give you an idea of what a lot of people are picking up and very interested in picking up. So Sentimental Value is number 1. Sometimes a few of these titles will sell out during the sale, so fingers crossed none of the ones that I'm really looking for will sell out. But even if it sells out online, there's a good chance it might still be in stock at your local Barnes & Noble. Network, No Country for Old Men, Princess Bride. A lot of the more recent titles and a lot of the ones that I'm kind of looking for. Seven Samurai, the classic still. Although this just got the 4K upgrade, so I guess that makes sense. Eyes Wide Shut, which is $50. It's not on sale. That's very bizarre. Several of these aren't on sale. That's strange. But anyway, I would not pick this up unless you're not planning on getting the Stanley Kubrick box set later this year. And Mulholland Drive is not on sale. That's... Oh, there we go. It is on sale. It's just not showing up on the screen there. It's kind of weird. It is the first day of the sale, so maybe they're working out some bugs with the website. Memories of Murder is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend that one. This one is one that's been in my wish list for quite a while. It's obviously not in my current wish list, but Cure. Japanese thriller, horror film. Heard amazing things. I feel like that's on my watch list for every Halloween season and I never get to it. There's Flow. I think there's a 4K of this. Worst Person in the World is an awesome movie. I do want to get Godzilla at some point. Isle of Dogs. Like I said, I love this movie so much more on the rewatch. I think it's really underrated from Wes Anderson. Every Wes Anderson movie is good, in my opinion, but some of them are definitely better than others, and this is one of those that I think is better than others. Cover art looks gorgeous. I wonder if they got anything on the inside of the artwork now, just stills from the film. But yeah, I've talked a little bit in the past few videos about the Wes Anderson situation, so I'm not buying the big box set. I have almost all of the Criterions already. I also have a couple of his films on like their standard releases. I bought The French Dispatch on Blu-ray long before it was coming out on Criterion. Did not ever own Isle of Dogs, so that will be the first one that I pick up out of the new Wes Anderson titles. There's the Flow 4K. Obviously, Anora, Best Picture winner. Highly recommend this one. It's so much fun. This movie is hilarious and heartbreaking at the same time. So good. Let's see. If you haven't seen any Wong Kar-wai films, definitely recommend In the Mood for Love. It has the 4K version. I actually like the Blu-ray cover art better, but obviously 4K. I have the Wong Kar-wai box set, so I will not be buying that, but I do highly recommend that film. Let's see, go back. Okay. There's Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Really beautiful digipack set on this one. Like, that cover art is just so cool. Tampopo is a bizarre but so much fun movie. And again, the sale prices are not showing up, but they are on sale. So that's very odd. Hopefully Barnes & Noble will get that fixed so it shows up. Perfect Days, I could not recommend more. Such a great film. It's my favorite film vendors, I think, at this point. I mean, Paris, Texas and Perfect Days are both so good. Highly recommend both of them. If you like weird, disturbing movies, Happiness, which has the 4K release. Very, very odd. And I watch a lot of odd movies, but that one really takes the cake. We'll go through a few more titles here and then we'll wrap up for today. All That Jazz I talked about. I love that movie. The new Nightmare Alley from Guillermo del Toro. The one thing holding me back on this, I know it's only $5 extra, but it is more expensive. The MSRP on this is $60, and that means your sale price is $29.99 as opposed to $24.99. And again, that $5 extra, I don't know. I mean, I liked this movie. I didn't love this movie. I do want to, since I own the original, I do want to watch both of them back to back. I think that would be really cool. But it doesn't really give you all the details. I'm assuming there's an extra disc in here is why it's so much more expensive. And it is a very fat, like, digibook. That's cool, for sure. I'm a sucker for the packaging. Like, I will pay extra money for really nice packaging. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, that's one of the older Wes Anderson titles that I don't have. Does that have a 4K? It does not. Just Blu-ray and DVD. Let's find a good title to end on here. There's The French Dispatch, the other new Wes Anderson. Beautiful cover art. We'll go with this one. Midnight Cowboy. Just a Blu-ray, no 4K. But if you somehow haven't seen this movie, highly recommend this one. It is insanely good. Dustin Hoffman, again, another great performance. Jon Voight is surprisingly good in this. And this is not a movie that I would associate Jon Voight being in. It was very early in his career, 1969. It is the only X-rated movie that has ever won a Best Picture award. And it's not really all that extreme for the X rating. I forget exactly why it got it, but this is such a great movie. Follows the friendship between these two guys, and they couldn't be more opposite people. Dustin Hoffman is like your classic New York character, and Jon Voight is the cowboy, of course. The transplants from rural America into New York City. And a beautiful friendship really blossoms between these guys, and it's just such a great story. Alright, we're going to wrap up this video here. I wanted to just kind of talk about some titles with the sale and let you guys know the sale is happening. So you have until July 26th to purchase Criterion titles from Barnes & Noble for 50% off. So the most ideal scenario is that you go to your local Barnes & Noble in person. That's my plan. But obviously the website is available here. Great opportunity. These sales only happen twice a year. You got the flash sales that happen for one day only a couple times a year, and then you've got these month-long sales at Barnes & Noble. So this is the time. This is when I've bought 95% of my Criterions. This is the time to buy them, and I've done a lot of good planning this year. I've got a nice little fund saved up for the Criterion sale this year. So I'm thinking I'm looking around 10 titles is what I'm going to try to pick up from this sale. So definitely stay tuned for a Criterion haul video coming from me soon. And happy shopping, everybody. Hope you guys have an awesome time. I will check in with you later. Bye.